Welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live in Holmsted, Sweden. This is six-pack Lapidat.
And Rob Eslands.
And my friend, we have the 83-kilo open and the return of the 83-kilo king, Russell Laurie.
Absolutely. This is a class that everyone has been looking forward to all week. And it's very promising. What do you think?
Well, it's a stacked field. I'm looking at these nominations, and we have some deadlift monsters, which means it'll be a tight race with Russ in the front, tight race for the podium. And then at the end, I expect the deadlift world record to be broken, and perhaps broken again, and perhaps broken again.
You know what? Even again after that.
Well played, my friend. It's going to be down to the very last deadlift in terms of climbing onto the podium and exactly what color of medal is going to be handed out. Russ is obviously the overwhelming favorite for gold, but there's also a bigger picture here because Penna laid down the gauntlet, so to speak, winning the 66s and posting up so far the biggest good lift points, and Russ might have his eye on the prize to also be best lifter, champion to champions of the IPF World Championships. It would be his first.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pana has 108.099 points so far. So that's the score to beat for us.
And it's well within his means. He's going to have a perfect day. One thing I could say about Russ, you know, some people when they travel to IPF Worlds for the first time, international travel, time zones, obviously the world standards. Russ has done all of that, and he's done it in Sweden. This is a return for him. So even though this is his third world championships, he's been doing this for years. He knows the standard. He's adjusted.
He has the necessary tools to make this a big meet. And we know Russ, he's known for staying rather conservative on his lifts. He likes to go 9 for 9. And, you know, we might see some spectacle here. He always leaves something in the tank, but will he get it out today? What do you think?
Only time will tell, my friend.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. We've seen it all. Up first, Jones of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 202.5.
Our first squat in the 83-kilo class.
Jones on the board.
We want lights and a good lift. Next weight of ours, 215 kilos to Martin Reedy, Ireland.
You just want to get yourself on the board with these openers. It's the opener is not the time to gamble or risk anything. As we said, when you're doing international travel, you never know how your body's going to respond. And warm-up is one thing, but when you get on the platform and it's platform weight, well, that's an entire different. And Martin Reedy of Ireland will be opening with 215 for his opener. And Team Ireland has been very consistent with choosing the proper weights, often going 9 for 9. If they're going to miss, it's on their thirds when they're reaching for something. Expecting more of the same for Martin.
Martin from Ireland, 215 kilos for his opener.
Looks pretty good.
Absolutely. He gets 3 white lights. He's on the board. On to the next one.
Followed it, 220 kilos, Richard of Hungary.
Richard, 220 kilos. Zavasiki, representing Hungary. 28 years old, been in the game 11 years. Veteran, wow, no question on depth there.
Absolutely. That's what we call ass to the grass.
That's getting past all day. 3 white lights.
Richard of Hungary. Next weight on the bar.
Moving up to 235 kilos.
Fredjon of Iceland.
The Icelandic Limson. 235. He's done 245 previously. 30 years old, 3-year veteran of the game.
Of Iceland.
Fredjon Limson.
And 235 kilos for his opener.
Iceland has built a reputation for strength athletes. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
For a small population, they really pump out the athletes there.
Thinking about Julian Johansson.
Nicely done. See if the judges agree.
Yes.
Oh.
Was got call one for depth, but still got it on the board. 2-1.
Weight on the bar. Anders Holland, Norway.
Yeah, it was borderline. Anders Hallen of Norway opening up with 240 kilo.
240 kilos for Anders.
15 kilo below his PR. Should be a comfortable opener for him.
Norway is a favorable travel. You could do it in your car. A lot easier than some of the other international travel. Bless 83 kilo former champion Brett Gibbs, who never has it easy in terms of travel, time zone change, and won one of his titles on the opposite side of the world to his home in Canada.
Yeah. 240 kilos for his first attempt. Looked solid.
Yeah, he handled it well.
Yeah. That's 3 white lights. That's a good lift.
240. Next weight on the bar. 245. Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia.
245 for Miroslav.
Nekkis of Czechia.
Bars loaded. 245 kilos. Miroslav Nietzsche, Czechia.
– 28 years old and only 1 year competing, already at the World Championships.
You know, you got to think when you're 1 year in the game, find yourself at the IPF World Championships. You got a star like Russell Laurie back in the warm-up room. It's almost surreal for this young man.
It certainly is. He had to work a bit there, but he got it on the board. 3 white lights. Can start to build his total from here. Moving up to 252.5 kilos.
Johannes Christensen of Norway.
Johannes Christensen, Norway.
24 years old, 4 years in the game already. And already passes previous personal best coming into the IPF Worlds.
Oh, yeah. Previous personal best was 248, which should have been probably a junior national record in Norway. Looked easy to me. And the referees agree.
3 white lights so far. No drama in the openers.
255 kilos.
Jack Soderbergh, 255, representing the host nation of Sweden. Also opening above his previous best. It's a little nerve-wracking, even though he might have hit this in training, and you have an opportunity to view how warm-ups are going. There's gotta be a little bit of nerves when you hit the platform with your opener.
Because indeed, we never know. Like, it's been 2 years since we had Worlds, so a lot can happen in those 2 years, but still, this is a massive PB. Maybe not a PB, but compared to his old one, this is a big step, especially as an opener.
Well, if there's a question around it, he answered it well.
Yep.
3
Referees
white lights.
agree.
Yep.
3 white lights and a good lift for Jack Soderbergh,
2.5 kilos.
trainingspartner partner of Laura Savalainen, who competed yesterday in the 57s.
Uploaded 262.5 kilos. Anton Umansky, Ukraine.
Anton Umansky of the Ukraine, 262.5 kilo loaded on the bar for him. The Ukrainians well represented at this IPF World Championships.
Very strong nation, certainly in the equipped powerlifting.
In equipped powerlifting, they often win the team title.
Yep,
or at the
absolutely.
and have a rivalry with Russia for that team title. Both those
Absolutely.
teams.
Both strong teams. There's Alexander Rubets and all his crew. Horny.
And Konovalov, who's now moved over to the Classic.
He's for the Russians, of course. But this is Anton, 262.5.
That moved like an opener should. And the judges give him 2 white lights.
Let's look at the replay real quick. Ye- So we see that his elbow touched his upper leg, and this might be a cause for a yellow card. Might give support. So
And
you
we're
want to avoid that.
starting back to we're on this second attempts now. The 83s have been split into 2 flights. So we'll complete this first flight before we move on to the second. So Akeem Jones of U.S. Virgin Islands, 217.5 loaded for him.
So when the number of participants exceeds 14 lifters, that's when the flight gets split up in 2 parts, which is the case for the 83 kilo class.
So we have 9 lifters in this first flight, and I believe 10 in the next flight, which will be the top 10 nominations. And those will be the gentlemen likely battling out for the podium.
Absolutely. And as you said, there are some big deadlifters here, so a lot of people will do maybe a rather reckless shot for a medal.
It's anything is possible when you got a
Anything is
deadlift
possible.
like that. U.S. Virgin Island national team got their hands full. 2 lifters here, pulling double duty. But first, 217.5 for Jones.
Good looking squat. And I have to say, his beard is looking on point as well.
Yes, yes, sir. Doesn't get bullied around by the weight. Keeps his chest up, elbows down, knees
Absolutely.
tracking. Martin Reedy of Ireland, 227.5, 501 pounds. Awaits him on the platform.
Should be a 20 kilo personal best according to this. 500 pounds for the friends across the sea. Irish are always well represented at the championships. Some very lovely people. 227.5 kilos on the bar.
That looks good. It's work.
Let's see what the referees say. Gets it. 3 white lights. It's a good lift.
Yeah, it was work for a second attempt. I'm expecting a somewhat conservative jump for his third.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just dips in there, economical with that depth, but you get no extra points for going any
No.
deeper than you need to.
That's true.
And Zavasiki Richard of Hungary. Zavasiki Richard. The Hungarian 10-year vet, 232.5. Three white lights.
Good lift, 3 white lights. Next round about 245 kilos. Fredjon, Iceland.
This is 245 kilos.
45 kilos, Fredjon,
Limson of Iceland. Fredjon Limson of Iceland.
A real strength nation. Later this week we have Victor Samuelsson competing for Iceland as well.
Limson hits depth.
Looks very convincing to me. Judges give 2-1. Called on depth there. Let's look at the replay. Hard to tell from this angle.
And again, we got to keep in mind the hips don't always rest parallel. One of them might dip a little lower than the other. That's why
Exactly.
we got 3 judges and 3 different points of the platform. Anders Holland of Norway. 250 kilo loaded on the bar for him. $10-kilo jump from his opener. 5 kilo below his personal best. Possibly giving himself a little bit of room to grow after this. Let's see how 250 moves.
Have to work a little bit harder here. Let's see. 3 white lights. That's a good lift. I think he will try to equal his PB of 255. I think 257 will be maybe a bit too much, but he can prove us wrong. It's up to him.
We have seen people kick it up another gear when they need to.
Yeah, like our boy Pan, of course.
Well, he's got several gears, doesn't
He
he?
got several gears.
And Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia with 255 kilo on the for his second attempt. And we haven't had a single failure yet.
Let us touch wood, Ryan.
Every time I say that, my producer looks at me.
Dangerous territory. Okay.
There we go, 3 white lights. Held my
So
breath.
yes, this one was good as well. It was exciting though.
It was a stitch exciting.
Thank you, Miroslav.
There we go, yeah. And I would assume a conservative third in terms of a jump. Johannes Christensen of Norway, 262.5 kilo.
Some massive PR territory here. Again, we don't know what some of these lifters have been up to in the past 2 years. With COVID happening, a lot of competitions were cancelled, but of course these guys were still training really hard to get here today on the highest level.
Yeah, some of these lifters are in regions where they could compete, and some of them are regions where they couldn't. So their nominations are a little deceiving.
Absolutely. After this championship, everything will become more accurate again.
Yeah.
3 white lights for Johannes. You know, there is this story about the Olympic weightlifting champion, and she was practicing in a hotel room with bags filled with stuff. Have you seen that?
From the Philippines.
Yeah, from the Philippines,
That's
exactly.
right.
She became Olympic champion.
That's right.
It's all about dedication.
That's it, my friend. It can take you a long way. Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, 265 kilo on the bar for his second attempt. Yeah, a little bit of gumption.
Yeah. 22.5 kilos above his personal best, which is listed here, of course. Again, little shout out to SBD for these magnificent looking singlets. Very deep there.
No question on depth.
2-1. Get one red with the yellow lights. Let's see.
It's not for depth.
Definitely not.
Is it the elbow? touching the
In
leg.
this case, the elbow is just touching, so I wouldn't say it's that.
That elbow, though, maybe the other elbow was more supportive. It's hard
exactly,
to tell, right?
exactly. It's hard to tell from this angle.
Anton Umansky of Ukraine, 272.5. We are in the 600-pound range now. 601 to be exact.
And we're still only in the 83 kilo class.
Yeah, and this is the first flight. We got
First
another flight.
yeah.
30 seconds.
Ooh, it's economical with the depth. We'll see what the
Yes.
judges say.
I agree with you, Ryan. Indeed, you're right. Two red lights for depth and one yellow one.
Sometimes it's not something you think about, but self-preservation kicks in when the bar gets heavy and you just you cut it high, you go to the back, you see the replay, like,
Exactly. And from the replay, we could see that his elbows were really resting in his thighs, so on his quads.
Akeem Jones of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 227.5. We are beginning our final attempts in the squats for flight 1.
And then we move on to flight 2 with their first attempts.
This is a sizable 10-kilo jump and also a sizable squat PR for Jones.
10 kilo to be precise. Had to work a little bit harder for second one. But there was still some margin left, so let's see what he does with 227.5 kilos.
And I'm going to have to agree with you. That is a fantastically groomed beard.
Absolutely. Nice and deep.
Oh, wow!
He recovers from it, push it, but slightly too heavy.
Showed a lot of heart and gumption and
Yeah.
just pausing halfway. And usually when the brakes come on like that, there's not much you could do. But Akeem just said, no, we're going to unload the tank for this one.
Absolutely. And again, great shout out to this spotter team. They've been doing such a great job all day, all week already. So shout out to these guys.
Nerves of steel when they got to spot people like Jesus Oliveras.
Oh,
on Sunday.
absolutely. Because we have had some incidents in the past, haven't we?
It's a tough job. Not many people raise their hand for it. Bless them. Martin Reedy of Ireland with 232.5 kilo on the bar for his third and final squat. 5 kilo jump from his second attempt. Well into personal best territory. Oh,
Keeps
what a
pushing.
great fight by Martin.
He gets rewarded for it. 3 white lights.
Nicely done.
Coached by Jay Farron from the ABS Pro.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the attempt selection there for the weight, he had not a kilo more in him.
No.
Any less, and you leave kilos on the table. Any more, and he was not going to get it. That was a perfect attempt selection. And Zavasiki Richards of Hungary,
237.5 kilos.
moving up 5 kilo beneath the personal best he has on his profile. Ooh.
But it was too heavy today, sadly.
Sorry, no lift, no lift. 255, next weight.
We're moving pretty quickly through this first flight. The
I have to agree.
spotters, yeah, spotters and loaders hustling like an F-150 or F1 pit crew.
Or a Belgian F-16 fighter jet. But I have to agree with you. Like, the work of the loaders and spotters can lengthen the competition with like half an hour or 50 minutes if you look at it in the grand total.
And Anders Holland of Norway, 255 for his third and final squat of the day. This would match his previous personal best.
And our prediction. See how he does.
He gave a nod when he was locking it out, like, I got it.
I think he felt like it was better in his second attempt, and he knew like there was maybe a little bit left there, but happy with how it went. 3 for 3 on squats. Great start of competition.
Very few lifters leave the platform with a completed lift without telling themselves, I had more in me.
Yeah,
very
that's
very
true.
few. Maybe Martin of Ireland wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's-
That was right on the spot.
And Limson of Iceland, 257.5 on the bar for him. A sizable 12.5 kilo jump. It's ambitious. Fredjon Limson looking to add 12.5 kilo to his total. It's going to be,
He fell a bit forward there.
uh-oh.
Oh,
Hopefully it's a cramp.
yeah.
Yeah, he looks a little better as he
Look at-
starts walking.
Look at the replay. Like when you fall forward like that, we have to keep in mind that this heavy weight gets all the way on your spine. But indeed, as he walked away, he was feeling a lot better already.
Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia, 260 kilo on the bar for him. 5 kilo jump, well over his previous personal best.
These lifters haven't been sitting still.
No, the spotters and loaders have them moving.
Yep. 260 kilos for Miroslav. Second attempt was a rudder fight. Let's see how he does now.
Ooh.
Really sunk that in very deep.
No question on depth. A nice catch by the spotters. It's tough to catch somebody at the bottom of
Yeah.
the squat.
And
You have,
bring them all the way up, especially as, like you mentioned, when they have to do it with someone like Oliveras.
yeah, and I mean, when it's closer to the bottom, you have less warning. There's less movement there, but they've been doing an excellent job. Now, Jack Soderbergh of Sweden coming out to a 270 kilo third attempt, and so far, only 2 of the lifters nailed their third. Will Jack join them?
$270 kilos for Jack from Sweden.
Oh, it's work, but he's
Really working it.
battles his way through it, celebrates at the top.
Let's see what the referees think. 2-1, he gets it, and he's really happy with that one.
As he should be. It's good when
Yeah.
you have a battle and you end up getting the white lights at the end and knowing you left your best on the platform. No kilos left on the table.
Nope. And when you work so hard for it, it just feels extra rewarding.
It's a satisfying feeling. And there's a look at the 83 kilos class. I believe, yeah. That's the running order for Flight 2. We're beginning, or we have one more lifter now. 272.5. He had missed this on his second attempt. Umansky representing the Ukraine. Ooh. He works through it. It's a stitch untidy. Let's see what the judges say. 2-1 it passes.
Yeah. A little bit of a sticking point there, but there was definitely no downward movement. I'm very happy with that one. So this was our first flight. What did you think so far?
You know what? We had some action.
We
They definitely pushed themselves to the limit. The third attempts, we were batting around 50-50 there, which is to be anticipated. And I think obviously things are only going to get a little bit heavier. We're at the top of the nominations now, 1 through 10, as well as the returning world champion, Russell Laurie.
Yeah, definitely some bigger names here. So
We'll see what transpires, and if Russ is feeling good, we might see a world record attempt. But first, an Ahoro representing Hungary. 217.5 moves easy.
very easy. And gets 3 white lights for it. Very fast, so definitely a lot more there in tank.
Christian Ayandokun of Great Britain. 225 kilo on the bar for him.
He is a phenomenal deadlifter. I've seen him in action at Europeans, and this guy can deadlift.
Seems to be a common theme in this class today.
Absolutely. I was amazed by the 93 juniors as well at Europeans. So I'm curious what they'll do tomorrow in the open class. But first, the 83s. Again, with the magnificent looking singlet from SBD. Brand new, freshly made for this championship. For Great Britain. Christian Ayandokun. 225 kilos for his opener.
It moved well. See what the
Moved well.
judges say. It's going to be borderline.
I think so.
Yep.
Get 2-1. Indeed, cook out from depth from one side. But that's all you need.
All
Two
you-
white lights.
All you need is two. You know, the strike zone gets established early.
Absolutely.
And you stay within it.
We should
Giannis.
ask Angelo Fortino about that. From Two White Light Media.
Giannis Buchu of France, 245 kilo. He is an absolute monster deadlifter. He's a contender for the podium if he could piece together the day he's looking for. It all begins here, 245.
Looks very easy.
Yeah, look well enough.
Yeah, 3 white lights. He's on the board for squat.
Good lift. 252.5. Next weight on the bar. Kafui Hudson Yami, Canada.
Canada's own King Calf, Kafui Hochoyami of Canada. Last time we were in Sweden, he broke the IPF world record in deadlifts. This time, he wants a podium finish. You knew him as a deadlifter. He has improved all of his lifts, but greatly improved the squat and the bench press. Now a triple threat.
Very lovely guy as well.
252.5 on the bar. And 252.5 offered little resistance.
Almost made it look like a jump squat there.
He attempted a jump squat. Oh,
Well, he got called on depth though. 2-1 for depth. So sadly no lift.
yeah, that was right there. He needs to dip it just a stitch lower.
Yep. But I'm sure that he'll increase the weight. It was too easy to do it again.
We'll have to see. It certainly weight was
Yeah.
not an issue. And representing Kazakhstan, Nikolai Zimsov, 255 on the bar for him. Depth looks good.
Absolutely.
Pretty smooth lift.
And 3 white lights. We have some strong lifters from Kazakhstan lifting today. In the 74s there was a strong one as well.
Yeah, even on the women's side, kicked it off in the 47s with this. I believe she was a bronze medalist, the
Yeah.
Kazakhstani lifter. And speaking of Lexi Kuzman, former world champion in the 83s, 39 years old, representing the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee. The veteran, 24 years, almost a quarter century of powerlifting.
Meaning that he started as 15 years old.
260.
That's 3 white lights. Good lift for him.
265 on the bar. Emilio Cometti, Italy.
Emilio Cometti of Italy. 265 kilo being loaded for his opener.
Bars loaded, 265 kilos. Emilio Cometti, Italy.
Only 26 years old. Also some very strong Italians present here at the World Championships.
Yeah, particularly in the juniors, we've had several Italian world champions. .255 moved well. Had a little bit of movement with his chest and his knees near the bottom.
Gets 3 white lights for his 265.
265 remains on the bar for Damien Nam.
Same weight.
Yeah, Damien Nam of Ireland will also take 265. This is 20 kilo below his personal best.
265 kilos. Damien Nam, Ireland.
Wants to get himself on the board.
Very strong squatter.
Yep.
Coached by Jack Thornton. I still owe him a t-shirt. Sorry, Jack.
You got time.
This is Damien, 265 kilos. Should be easy for him.
That looks nice.
Yeah, very solid squat.
And that's the perfect opener, ladies and gentlemen. 3 white lights.
Absolutely.
Judges agree.
Damien, 265,
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Italy. Next weight on the bar.
Matteo Moretto of Italy, 270 kilo being loaded for him. "12-year veteran of the game.
Bar loaded, 270 kilos. Matteo Moretto, Italy.
270 kilos for his opener. These are massive bars. We are in the 83 kilo class. These are very strong lifters. But this is, of course, IPF Worlds, where the top of the worlds comes together.
That looked good from our angle, or my angle anyways.
Yes, and you're right, sir. 3 white lights. And now, who do we have now, Ryan?
It is none other, Return of the King, representing the U.S. Virgin Islands, Russell Laurie, starting off his day with 297.5 not long ago, I can remember, when that was an absolutely massive squat in the 83s.
Absolutely.
In a world record. Now it's opening weight for Russell Laurie.
By the way, did you see his arrival? Did you see how he arrived here in the building?
No, sir. Was it by
He
limo?
was all suited up with black lacquer shoes,
Nice.
like a real king. Only 2.5 kilos shy from the 300 kilo border.
That looked good. Wow. That was fast and easy.
Oh, he already squatted. Sorry, I blinked and it was gone.
Blink and you'll miss it. Take a look at this.
2 to 1.
The depth looks.
Yeah, you'll need to.
yeah,
It's borderline.
it's borderline.
Economical, like we could need, like we like.
I
to
use
call
the
it.
term economical.
Yeah.
Do not go any higher. You found the strike zone.
Yeah.
Stay inside that strike zone,
Yeah.
young man. And there's a look at the scoreboard.
Also love how he brought his famous dog tags to
Yeah,
keep in his
well-
mouth.
Always.
Always.
And Enahoro of Hungary, 230 on the board for him, on the bar for him. Only one lifter missed their opener.
But that was easy though.
The weight was not an issue.
230 kilos, nice and deep, nice and strong. And 3 white lights.
240 on the bar now for Christian and Gokun.
That is a good lift. Now we go to up to 240 kilos.
Christian Ayendoken of Great Britain.
Bars loaded. Christian's not going out for this one, I'm afraid. He's having a break and he's giving everyone else a rest as well. This is all important in quick lifting, but once you get to the body weight these guys are at, it's important here as well. So let's just thank our sponsors, Eleiko.
I'll give a quick moment to give a shout out to our sponsors while we take a brief break here. Obviously, Eleiko housing us at their headquarters when we needed a venue in the 11th hour due to the pandemic. Big thank you to them as well as SBD for sponsoring these World Championships. Several of the national teams and the lifters helping out with expenses, etc.
A lot of lifters feared that IPF Worlds would get cancelled after everything going on in Belarus. But hey, Eleiko stepped in, and then they were like, you can use our headquarters. And now here we are. So big shout out to them.
And what do you think, taking a look at what you've seen so far, sir? Do you think a world record might be on the table?
I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Ah, well said, sir. Well said. And we are going to have 257.5 loaded on the bar for Giannis Buchu of France.
Well, there you have your answer, sir.
The score sheet move for me, there it is. Russell has put in 313.5 for his second attempt. Giannis.
Very fast.
Yeah, moved very well.
Very well. Very impressive. Young guy, very strong, 3 white lights.
And
That was impressive.
Yeah, it's he's leaving himself also some room to grow for his third. Not dipping into his energy reserves just yet. And you had said you thought King Calf was going to go up anyways because the weight was so easy, and he didn't want to fall behind because he's a possible podium threat for Canada. And you were right. It was probably the strategic good move to do.
Absolutely. Usually when your opener is moving okay and it's you get called for depth, you would just retake it to be sure to put yourself on the board, to don't take any risk. In this case, it was so easy that he had to go up.
Depth is way better there. Wow.
And the speed is still the same.
He almost had an angry face there. He fights better when he's angry.
Yeah.
3 white lights.
Put some weight on the bar, please.
Yeah. And you know what? So look at, if you are a possible podium threat as King Calf is, you can't lose ground on the other people fighting for the same position as you. So as you had said, move up anyways. The weight is not an issue. If you're confident with it, show your confidence. And some people, when they get their back on the wall, they perform better, as we've seen.
Absolutely.
Now, Nikolai Zimsov of Kazakhstan, 265 kilo on the bar for him, 10 kilo jump.
$265 kilos for his second attempt.
It's work, it slows, but he locks it out.
Looked deep enough to me, and the judges agree. 3 white lights.
And Nikolai is also a podium threat. You're going to want to keep an eye on that young man. Alexei Kuzman, representing the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, 267.5 kilo loaded for him.
About 10 kilo below his personal best.
The Grizzly veteran, former world champion.
Lots of experience here in one person.
Whoa, the fight. Oh, did they?
Oh.
You know what?
I think he got it. So
I think it was a stitch early to jump in, if I'm honest.
yeah, I think this. Yeah, I think we can both agree on this, and this will probably get overruled. He will get an extra attempt.
Take a look here. It pauses. Yes. I'll tell you this, though. They jump in with your safety in mind, your being the lifter.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the best of intentions. I'd rather you be too early than too late. And these guys have very rarely made any
Absolutely.
mistakes. So
These guys have to spot hundreds of lifters, and they think about the safety of the lifters, of course. Like you say, it's sometimes just so hard to tell. I don't think there was downward movement in this case, but we have to be sure. I think he will get another attempt for this one.
Emilio Cometti of Italy, 275 on the bar for his second attempt.
Very solid squat. And 3 white lights. That is a good lift.
Yeah, he jumps 10 kilo and has room to grow into his third. Damien Nam of Ireland, 280 kilo for his second, 15 kilo from his opener.
Bars loaded, 280 kilos, Damien Nam, Ireland.
$280 kilos. Exactly like you said, back in the days, these used to be big numbers for this weight class.
Now they're second attempts.
Now they're second attempts. Or in Russell's case, an opener. But this is Damien.
Looked very well.
Looked very well. Very nice squat.
That was smooth, not overextending. I assume this much because Ireland doesn't really, they pace themselves very well. 3 white lights. Matteo Moretto of Italy, 285 kilo being loaded for him. 15 kilo jump, 5 kilo personal best if he gets it.
That is a big jump indeed.
You can hear the Italians in the crowd shouting out.
Hyping up. Always love the Italian energy. The Italian fury, as they say.
Oh,
That too heavy. Look.
he got turned a stitch sideways, didn't he?
Yeah. Let's see. Look at the replay.
Yeah, he started turning towards his left, and that's going to be very difficult when the bar path goes that way.
Might retake it, but first.
Well, you had
Sir.
predicted. You had predicted, sir, and you were right. I'm not sure if it went on the scoreboard and you beat me to it and said, I think he's going to do a world record, but I'll take your word for it. 313.5 kilo loaded on the bar for the 83 kilo king, Russell Orhe, representing the U.S. Virgin Islands. Here he comes.
And we all know Russell. We've seen some big things from him in training, so I have a feeling that this one can just fly up. Listen to the silence.
You could hear a pin drop.
There we go. World record attempt.
And that was fast.
That was fast.
That was smooth.
Second name is Speed.
That was 3 white lights. And Russell walks off the platform with a world record in his pocket. Look
What
at
a
this.
lift. What a lift.
Bang, hits depth, quick in and out. Don't hang around the bottom too long. And he looks like he's got quite a few kilo left in him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not sure. As I said before, he's a bit known for playing maybe rather conservative on competitions. Like, he always leaves some kilos in the tank.
Well, Joey Flex gave the keys to his Lamborghini to Isaac Whistler, who's a junior, to handle him. Let's see how fast he wants to drive that car.
Yeah.
Kuzman of the ROC. 267.5 kilo on the bar for him. Oh, it's a fight.
So
He gets it.
This was a retake, if I'm not mistaken, because the
right.
spotter stepped in too early. He gets it and looked better than the first time.
Yep. All is well that ends well.
Next weight on the bar. 240 kilos. Ready to round 3.
We are now beginning the third and final squats of the 83 kilo class. Enaharo of Hungary has 240 kilo on the bar.
Still 25 kilos below his personal best, even though the previous squats have been really good, really fast. But I think, I have a suspicion that he's saving himself for a big deadlift.
I can only imagine. Yeah, he looks like he's got more kilos on the table.
Nice and deep, nice and easy. 3 white lights.
He has pulled 350 kilo. I believe it was the Hungarian Nationals at 771 pounds. For an 83, that is simply ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That is Taylor Atwood territory.
And Christian Ayendokun of Great Britain, 240 kilo. Missed this on a second, retaking it for his third.
40 seconds to go.
Unless the clock is winding down. I believe the clock wound down the first time around, and this is when we gave a little shout out to our sponsors. So we got a glimpse of Russell Orhe. And I say glimpse because you blink and you miss both of those squats.
Yeah.
Despite them being world records. We had said in the lead up, sometimes you see people do big travels, time zone changes, and it affects them. But he's done this before to the exact same location, had a massive battle with Brett Gibbs, 2-time world champion in his own right. So he's dealt with pressure, he's dealt with time zone change, he's dealt with travel, he's done it all and won the world title. Now that he's here, Brett Gibbs is not. He has a little bit of room to play and get bold. But how far will he push his third attempts?
We've seen some big things from him in training, and of course this puts a bit of pressure. I mean, he wants to perform on the platform as well. But hey, I can already see that he's going for 320.5 kilos.
He's looking to build a monster total, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Giannis Buchu of France, 267.5 kilo on the bar for him. Third and final squat of his day.
His first squat's really good. How quick does he get out of the hole every single time? Really strong squatter. I love watching him squat. 3 white lights. To get back to Russ, maybe he's gonna attempt to beat the all-time good lift point score of Taylor. What do you think?
That is a bold prediction, my friend.
It would be difficult, but
difficult to say the least. But and if he does it at the IPF Worlds, no less. Ooh.
That would be
after everything I just said with the travel and the international referees. That's
absolutely.
Put a pin in that idea. We'll revisit it later. Nikolai Zimsov of Kazakhstan, 270 kilo.
Strong guy. 2 good squats so far. We know he can fight.
It's definitely a scrap. It's going to be close for depth.
We'll have to wait for the referees. You're right.
I mean,
too close.
I can see it was 2-1. I could have went either way myself with it. We'll see on the replay here. It was on the line. Yep.
Yeah.
I can see where maybe 1 hit would be below, 1 hit would be high. That was
exactly.
Close.
He'll need to take that a bit deeper next time.
Canada's King Calf, Kafui Hochiyami, 270 kilo, missed his opener, moved up anyways, nailed it. No issues there.
He almost jumped that squat through the roof, so I'm
Yeah.
curious what he'll do with this one.
It almost turned into a jump squat.
Yeah.
Let's see if 270 can slow him.
You know what? I don't think it will.
Depth
Little.
was there,
A
yeah.
little bit. But still very strong for a third attempt.
Yeah, and I'll give him this, and he's happy with it. I'll
Yeah,
give him
yeah.
this. Got called on depth, and then decided, all right, fair enough. I use the term strike zone. Strike zone has been established. Let me sink it deeper. Made the proper adjustments, and that's what you got to do. Some people don't adjust, and then want to wave their hands as though the standards are going to adjust to them.
Yeah,
No, sir.
exactly.
Alexi Kuzman of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, the former world champion, 39 years old, 24 years in the game, finishing off his squat day with 270 kilo. This will be his fourth squat, though.
Fourth squat, indeed. So he definitely has some extra fatigue, sadly. So he didn't have as much time to recuperate from his second squat as the other lifters, for sure. So it might have played a role. But indeed, it's still a third attempt, so
Good point there, sir. Good point.
listen to that Italian fury.
Emilio Cometti of Italy, 282.5 kilo on the bar for him. 7.5 kilo jump. The Italians in the juniors, several world champions. In a couple years, they're coming up.
They're coming up.
But first, Emilio looking to go 3 for 3.
Strong guy.
Forces those knees out.
Yes.
Good work.
And you were right, King. 3 on 3 on squats. To come back to the strong Italians, there was a big missing value in the 63 class, Carola Guerra.
You know, it's disappointing. She'll be back. She's won world titles. She would have been the defending world champion. Broke records. You know, she's in and out of equipment. An absolutely phenomenal lifter, but injuries happen.
Injuries
unfortunately.
happen.
And, well, Italy again. Matteo Moretto with 285 kilo as well. Missed this on his second.
Gonna redo it on his third. Definitely gonna give it his all, as it should.
He definitely looks more fired up this time. Sometimes that makes all the difference.
Yeah, you can see the determination in his eyes.
Oh, look at
Bites through it.
Is that all he needed? And he bares his teeth.
Let's see. He
Three
gets
white
it.
lights. Look at that.
Very happy with that.
The fire in the belly with the Italian team.
I always love to see a comeback like that. And
Yeah.
It's like you said, he looked way more focused. The determination was there. There was a certain look in his eyes. He's like, I'm not going home without this squat.
Okay, 287.5 kilo loaded for Damien Nam of Ireland.
Loaded, 287.5 kilos, Damien Nam, Ireland.
Monster squat. Damien, a relatively tall 83.
Yeah.
It's a long way up and a long way down. Usually big squatters are more squat themselves, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Well said, sir. 27 years old.
Depth looks good. Oh, it's
Fighting
a
it.
fight. Hey, he's got a smirk threatening to come on his face there.
Yeah.
He's waiting till he
2 to
gets the
1.
weights. There we go. You know, again, I know I've said this several times, but it needs to be repeated. The Irish team's attempt selection, I mean, that was bang on the weight to load on the bar.
Yeah.
He had no more kilo left in him, any less, and obviously he would have been leaving kilo on the table.
I agree, 100%. But now,
Sir, 320.5 kilo. Russell Orhe representing the U.S. Virgin Islands.
over 700 pounds.
Yeah, we are over 700 pounds for an 83.
That is insanity.
There was a time I can remember not long ago when 600 pounds was big for an 83. And now we're talking 700 being loaded on the bar for these gentlemen.
Looks very confident.
Getting the crowd behind him.
He's enjoying every second of it.
A showman. A showman.
Everyone's watching. Everyone's on the tip of their chairs. The world is watching. This is a new world record attempt. 320.5 kilos in the 83 kilo class.
Gets the unrack. And here's history.
Being made.
Oh, wow. And that barely was slower than his second attempt. Wow. Russ Orhe is heating up.
Man, leave some kilos for the rest of us, please.
Putting on a squat clinic.
This was easier than his opener, I would say. At least easier than his second attempt. Very solid squat. I would say the best squat he did today.
Yeah, you know what? In terms of bar speed, there was almost no breakdown whatsoever.
No.
And Russell Orhe, there's a lot of hype for him coming over to Sweden for the IPF World Championships. Lived up to the hype and more. And I got to tell you, it begs the question, where are we going to end up with Russell Orhe today? It could be an absolutely monumental total. You said earlier he might be chasing the all-time good lift points or possibly Taylor Atwood's.
And I think that's about 122-ish, 23-ish
Well, you
points.
might have to look this up.
Yeah, we might have to look it up because I think if he continues like this, that anything is possible because his deadlift has been growing insanely amounts as well.
As well as his bench press.
As well as his bench press.
Yep. And also, the rest of the field, in terms of the battle for the podium, it is going to be tight and neck, my friend.
Absolutely. But more of that later after the break.
That's right. Oh, be still, my heart. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. 8.5 minutes roughly to go. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live in Homestead, Sweden. This is six-pack Lapidat, and we have the 83-kilo open where Russell Orhe in the squat event put on quite the show, breaking the world record in his second attempt, loading up another world record for his third, 320.5 kilo. Walked out, and you could hear a pin drop. I spoke with Russell briefly in the warm-up area. He said, my friend, it was so quiet, I could hear you narrating what I was doing as I was doing it. It was quite the moment. He had the crowd rallied behind him. Smashed 320.5 as though that was a second attempt. The bar speed hardly slowed at all. Racked it, walked towards the crowd. It was a sporting moment as he pieces together what could be a masterpiece. We have some lifting left to go. However, as well, in the 83s, the contenders vying for a podium spot are starting to emerge. Now, some of these gentlemen have big squats. Some of them are benchers, but a cluster of them are monster deadlifters. Pretty sure the deadlift record is going to get volleyed around a little bit. We'll see some chips in play. It could be strategic. Some of these people vying for a podium finish might collect a chip, which could lead into some of the strategies by the national teams. We'll have to see. Rob, what were your thoughts on the squat event?
Well, it was definitely a very strong squat event for the 83 kilo class. As you said, back in the days, those numbers were unseen. They have been increasing so much. These guys have been working so hard. And then, of course, the squat record of Russell Orhe, it's just unseen, man. Like, back in the days, it was Brett Gibbs versus
John Hack,
Owen Hubbard, and then we had like 290-ish. Now we're going to 320.5 with still a lot of kilos left in the tank, I believe. So this is crazy, and I'm very curious what the guy's going to do in the bench.
Only time will tell. In Zavasiki, Richard of Hungary with 135 kilo for him. And if you're wondering what Russ might need to beat Taylor Atwood's points, it's an 890 total.
This was a good lift, by the way. Sorry,
that was
guys.
A good lift. Look at the change of the subject. That was a good lift. Anton Umansky of the Ukraine, 137.5 for his opener. And again, we're split into two different flights. The top half of the nominations are in flight 2. This is our first flight, and we are in the openers. So we're expecting, hopefully, no drama. Everybody hits their opener. However, we see misses from time to time.
Absolutely.
Disaster strikes. It gets a little bit interesting.
A little more exciting. Well, he certainly didn't miss his opener. 3 white lights. Gets himself on the board for his bench press. 140 kilos on the bar.
Anders Holland of Norway. "29 years old, 7 years in the game. Still 10 kilo below his personal best."
He matched his squat personal best. I have a feeling that he might do the same for bench.
Nice opener.
Yeah, solid pull, push. 2-1 though. Let's look at their replay again. Oh, yeah.
From the view of the media booth, it's tough to see the butt rise. But then I'm glad we have that camera angle.
Yeah.
Slow-mo. And Martin Reedy, 140 kilo, representing Ireland.
If people are wondering what that very bright LED light is doing there at the side. That is actually a tool for the referees to see light under the butt of the lifter to see if there is a butt lift.
Ah.
Very solid opener. 2-1. Let's look at that replay. It's a blue light, so that would mean downward movement or sinking and heaving after the command. I don't think that was the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we couldn't hear the command, so it's, but and Limson of Iceland, 150 on the bar for him.
15 kilo below his personal best.
Fredjon, Limson, leaving himself some room. Open light, get yourself on the board. You can take a couple 7.5 kilo jumps and end up equaling or surpassing PRs if you like. Especially with the bench press.
Yeah.
That's a volatile lift.
It is.
If you're a little under the weather, it doesn't take much for your bench to start failing.
No, especially when you look at these archers. So these are people that arch their back very strongly during the bench press. Like if anything is off, like your foot slides or your shoulder start sliding, a lot can go wrong there.
And not only that, Akeem Jones coming up 150, representing U.S. Virgin Islands. Not only that, but so the down-up movement of the squat, the down-up movement of the deadlift, it's a lot easier if you have to fight through that. But because of the bench and the movement isn't necessarily just down-up, but it arches from the chest, and then you go back. If you misgroove it, cut it too early, etc., I mean, if the weight isn't on point or you're not 100%, that could be all she wrote.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of lifters completely miss a second attempt and then just do it on a third attempt very easily. It's all because of a minor technique change.
And those are the variables of the game. 150, Jones, easy work on the board.
Easy work. Hey, we talk about the hair of Taylor Atwood. I think we should do the same about this guy's beard. Is this guy having the best beard in the IPF?
Wow, that's a big statement.
It's
sir.
a big statement because there are some impressive beards in the IPF, but
there
this
sure
one is definitely looking on point.
Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia, 160 kilo, loaded up for his opener.
Followed by Christensen and Soderbergh.
28 years old, 1 year competing, doesn't, remember, keep in mind, mean 1 year lifting. Oop.
Oh. I think we saw the same thing. Yes, he skipped the press command.
Let's see. Yeah, actually, we're not going to hear the press command in a slow-mo.
Yeah, but he beat the press command.
The strength is there.
Yeah.
He retakes it. He'll be fine. Johannes Christensen of Norway, 165 for his opening bench.
Equaling his personal best of 165. So back to the previous lifter, he was lifting for 1 year, and that's often we see that these lifters don't have the experience yet of course, lifters who have been competing for multiple years, and that's when you see certain mistakes at World Championships.
Yeah, I mean, when you're nervous or the fight or flight's in, you got the adrenaline going through your body. It helps you lift, but not necessarily start making quick decisions.
No, exactly. And meanwhile, Johannes did a very good lift. It was over before we knew.
3 white lights. Jack, take a look at Johannes's nice lockout. He's got a lot of room to spare there.
Yeah, very strong.
Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, 180. We're already getting close to the 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's the openers.
Opening 2.5 kilos above his personal best, just like in squat. So he must have had a very good training block in the past years.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the situation was in Sweden, but Emil Norlund in the 105s, Gustav Hedlund in the 93s, a lot of their numbers are a couple years old. And if people are coming into these world championships basing it off of those 2-year-old numbers, are going to be surprised. And Jack makes easy work of 180.
Very strong. 3 white lights. Indeed.
That's what makes it unique about this world championships. the pandemic closing down some competitions, but lifters continuing to train through it. So when they show up, the scouting reports are going to be off.
Exactly. Usually, we already have kind of an indication of what the outcome is going to be. Whilst this time, there are a lot of surprises, a lot of lifters with a lot of strong lifts, individual lifts that we wouldn't have foreseen. So,
Absolutely. Anton Umansky of the Ukraine, 142.5 for his opening bench. Oh, excuse me. We are at the second attempts now.
goes so fast.
This is moving fast.
Little bit of work, but still looked very good for a second attempt. Gets 3 white lights for it. That is a good lift.
And we have IPF president Gaston Parage doing the announcing. Wearing many hats.
Yeah. With his great Luxembourg accent.
That's it. He's doing a fantastic job. And Zavasiki Richard. Okay, let me do it. Zavasiki, sorry. Let me not rush it. And not rushing it, 142.5. I think he's got it.
Yeah. 2 to 1.
Well, they might have seen a little bit of movement here.
Yeah. Back.
I can't really see from that angle because his rather large leg is in the way.
Hard to see on this replay. But the referees are, of course, seated at the best places to see such details. So there is no arguing there.
Anders Holland, 147.5, representing Norway. 7.5 kilo jump, sizable for the bench press. Still 2.5 kilo below his personal best.
And might hit that on his 3rd attempt, just like he did in the squats.
Pacing himself for it anyways. And if he hits this with some speed, maybe he'll go to break past that in his 3rd.
Which would be 52.5. I think he might risk it.
Yeah.
It's going to be 50 or 52.5.
Yeah, no, definitely. If he comes out to a 7.5, that's being ambitious.
Yeah. It's going to be either 2.5 or 5 kilo increase. Let's see what he does.
Martin Reedy of Ireland, 147.5 on the bar for him.
Here we go. Look good. 2 to 1.
2 to 1, he gets it.
Gets it.
Iceland's Limson with 157.5 being loaded for a second, 7.5 from his opener, and 7.5 away from his PR. Let's see how 157 moves. Driving those traps into the bench. Lifting
Making a
off.
big arch.
Yep.
It is a big arch. Looked very solid to me. And 3 white lights. He gets it. There are a lot of comments on the internet about these arches. Some compare it to exorcism. You know,
I haven't seen those.
you know, not even on the King of the Lifts page.
No. They're all gentlemen. Akeem Jones of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 162.5 for his second attempt. And it's a sizable 12.5 kilo jump in the bench press.
That is sizable, and it would be a 7.5 kilo personal best for him.
was a
The
little
jump-
ambitious.
Yeah, the jump was a bit too big. As you said, it is a rather big jump in the bench press, for sure.
Percentage-wise, to 150, yeah, you're gonna feel it
Yep.
once it's loaded above your chest.
It is also a new personal best.
Up next, Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia, 167.5 kilo.
167.5.
Missed his opener of 160, put 7.5 kilos extra on the bar, 167.5.
And how do you feel about that
Well,
when it's the bench press?
We've talked about this earlier, like so much can go wrong, and you know, in these cases, yeah, this is exactly what you meant. You
The
know,
bench press, you know?
yeah, this is exactly what you meant. 7.5 is a big jump, especially when you missed your opener. You want to put yourself on the board, secure your position, and not make, I wouldn't say reckless, that's a dangerous term to use, but it's a dangerous jump at this point.
It's a dangerous term, but it's a dangerous jump. Look at the bench press is more volatile.
Yeah.
For all the reasons we've already gone over. It's the only event that has 3 commands. The bar path isn't straight and linear. There's a lot of different reasons why it's more volatile. And 7.5 kilo percentage-wise on the bench is a big jump. It was risky, and it might actually cost their lifter by being disqualified and not being able to register a total.
Exactly.
Now, Johannes Christensen of Norway, 172.5.
For his second bench. And 3 wide lights, that moved very well. To come back on the increase after a missed lift, we've talked about this with your buddy King Calf.
Yeah.
Well, basically, his first attempt, he missed it, but it was so easy. There was no doubt that strength would be an issue, and when you're in such a position, you can make a jump for your second attempt. But in this case, especially with bench, it is a dangerous thing to do.
Well, not only that, he moved up, I think, King Calf, roughly close to 7.5 on
Yeah,
a squat.
on squat.
This gentleman went up the exact same amount on the bench. I mean, just to put relative terms of how much they went
Yeah.
up, it's not even comparable. But I know what you mean. Like different, it's
Yeah.
different situation. But anyways, Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, 187.5. We are into the 400s.
Very strong bench from Jack. He has been working hard at home. He's destroying his old personal best, and he's actually currently in 6th position. He's a name that we might have to pay attention to in the future. What do you think?
He just might be. Yeah, he's in 6th position on this flight, and we might be seeing him on the next flight come the next World Championships. These are the gentlemen you got to pay attention for. And Anton Umansky of Ukraine, 145. Conservative 2.5 kilo jump.
I feel like Jack's going for 190, 190 plus now. She's now 192.5 it is for a possible bench medal. But this is Anton.
Yeah, 3 white lights. It is. Anton Umansky, 3 white lights. Goes 3 for 3 in the squat event. Or sorry, the bench press event. And 145 being loaded now. Zavasiki Richard of Hungary.
A 2.5 kilo jump compared to his second. And the wise call, I would say.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, 2-1.
But might have came up.
Yeah, I think it was almost the case on his previous one. I think he got 1 red for it.
Yeah. I mean, we can't directly see, but judging how high the hips got.
Yeah. This is definitely a butt lift.
Martin Reedy of Ireland attempting 150 kilo.
And IPF president hyping up the crowd.
Yeah.
Mr. Gaston Parage from Luxembourg. And this is Martin with 150 kilos. Very solid lift. 2-1. But again, he has 3 good attempts, and it's just like you said, the Irish are picking their choices, their attempts very well.
They rarely miss. Anders Holland of Norway, 152.5 kilo. 5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo PR.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing earlier. Became a 5 kilo jump.
And we are motoring through these final attempts of the first flight.
With some possible drama awaiting us later on.
Yeah, one of our lifters have missed too.
This is Joachim fighting it for a new PR. Let's see what the referees say. 2-1, no lift. Is there butt lift? Yes. There is no question there, sadly. Nice try, but he'll have to do it next time.
And Fredjon Limson of Iceland, 162.5. This is a 5 kilo jump. Couple kilos shy of his previous personal best.
Ooh, just a tad too heavy today.
Nice arch, you see, but yeah, the butt came up.
Yeah. One of the harder parts about the bench, you're keeping that butt on the ground because there is so much leg drive that your butt just wants to get off that bench.
Yeah, you want to try to direct it on a vertical pathway and not straight up, but that's easier said than done when the brakes come on. Akeem Jones, 162.5. Akeem had made a big jump to his second, and it was a little too much. It'll be difficult to make changes to battle through this, but we have seen miracles.
We have seen miracles, and indeed a little bit of pressure can just make these lifters a little bit stronger. Let's see what he does.
Nothing like a little bit of pressure. Oh, wow. It's a fight. Nope.
It's a fight.
Good catch by the spotters.
A bit too heavy. I would say it's just a bit too heavy. Indeed, making such big jumps on bench is rather dangerous.
Okay. Well, we're here at the third and final attempt for Miroslav Nietzsche from Czechia. 167.5 kilo. He tried 160, missed. Went up 7.5 kilo regardless. Missed that. And here we are for a third and final. If he misses again, he will not be able to. Yep, he's out. He will not be able to register a total.
All or nothing for Miroslav.
Oh, his head came up.
Yeah, we both saw the same thing.
I said it with a hushed tone.
But it was too obvious.
It was probably going to be obvious for the refs.
His head came over the bench, and it was just heavy. I bet they are really, really regretting their call to add 7.5 kilos after a missed opener of 160 kilos.
Listen, that better be a discussion afterwards. You got to reflect and you got to be honest with yourselves. And that kind of thing can't happen moving forward. Johannes Christensen of Norway, 177.5. 5 kilo jump from his second. Well into PR territory. Anything he's done leading into the World Championships.
Yep. 177.5 kilos. This is a 12.5 kilo PR to be exact. At least officially registered, of course. Salvan Rek. And rather easy for a third attempt.
3 white lights.
Yeah. Look at that arch as well.
And we have one more lifter to go.
One of the big surprises of today.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes it happens. Lifters in the first flight, when there's 2 flights, will collect individual medals, and 192.5 loaded for Jack Soderbergh. It's setting the bar rather high for flight number 2 if you're looking to collect medals in the bench press event.
Exactly. His second bench was very convincing, but of course this is a big PR. Let's see how he does.
Ooh.
Was a bit too heavy though.
He does move forward with 187.5, which is a big bench press.
It is a big bench press, especially for this weight class.
And there is a look where we stand after flight 1 concludes, and we'll be picking up with flight 2 at their openers. You see the benches as well as the subtotals in yellow on the right. Asign Enahoro of Hungary. 115 for his opener.
Way below his personal best of 142.5, but we have a suspicion that he's saving himself for some bigger things later on.
He's pulling sneaky, isn't he?
He's pulling sneaky. I think he wants the deadlift medal.
Or even bigger than that, that record.
Or that record, exactly. Well said. See, this is just... He's making fun out of this.
He moved that like it was warm-up, not like it was opener.
No, absolutely
and
not.
probably not the final warm-up.
Definitely not the final warm-up. Rather second or third warm-up.
Emilio Cometti of Italy, 155, awaits him on the platform.
Did a massive squat of 282.5.
Makes easy work of it.
Yes. 3 white lights. Referees agree with you.
Canada's King Calf, Kafui Hochiyami, 160 kilo for his bench opener.
His squats are flying through the roof. I bet he might do the same for bench.
Yeah, but get ready to catch it.
Yeah. Gotta watch out.
Little discussion on the rack height. Okay, so they're resetting the clock for him. Wrong rack height. He's got long arms, and that's why he's such a monster deadlifter. Well, one of the variables anyways.
The bar was loaded, but not really loaded.
Easy work of 160.
Yep. You know, when these situations happen, that was a good lift, by the way, 3 white lights. When these situations happen where at the last moment something goes wrong, platform-wise or like with the rack, it's always a little bit of a distraction. Sometimes the lifters get out of their zone, so you know,
can get flustered.
Yeah,
you can get flustered.
Yeah.
And this point, it wasn't a lifting error. If it's the platform error, they will reset the clock. But sometimes if it's a lifter error, the clock doesn't reset. You got to be able to hit this with 20 seconds left, starting up with your whole setup.
Exactly.
And Damien Nam, 160, stays on the bar for Ireland.
Very good attempt.
Easy work.
Yeah, 3 white lights. Easy work. And to get back to your to those errors where you have to regroup, make quick work of it when the timer didn't get reset. We think about Turbo Tiffany from France with her hair. And we think about Bana with his first squat.
Yeah, no, it happens. It happens to the best of them. Both of them
Yeah.
actually rallied and won the world titles. So, but yeah, you got to be ready, and experience helps
Yeah.
calm the nerves when you've been here before.
Absolutely. Just keep breathing and do what you need to do. Listen to the cues of the referees.
Speaking of those two French world champions, Frenchman Giannis Buchu, 162.5.
Blue was away with his squats. They were very fast. So is his bench.
3 white lights. And that was fast. That was snappy. No
Yeah.
doubt there.
Building a nice total for himself.
Christian Ayanduku of Great Britain, 167.5.
That is a 5 kilo below his PR, 172.5.
Ayanduku has hit 172.5, and this is, yeah, it's 5 kilo beneath that. Judging on the bar speed here and how smooth this is, might give a bit of an indication where we're at. Wow. Okay.
That was fast.
Yeah, likely a PR is coming.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think he'll maybe equal PR in a second or maybe go above it, but I think he'll equal it.
Nikolai Zimsov of Kazakhstan, 172.5. 29 years old and an 11-year veteran of powerlifting. Previous personal best is 185, so we're expecting 172.5 to move rather well.
That is a good lift. 3 white lights.
Russell Laurie, U.S. Virgin Islands, opening up with 180 kilo.
Should be a safe opener for him.
You know, there's a time when Russell wouldn't be opening up top of the order like this in the bench, and here we are, smooth 180.
Yeah, I agree. Smooth 180.
And Russell is a triple threat.
Indeed, he's a good squatter, a good bencher, and certainly a good deadlifter.
Yep, and good might be conservative.
Well, I mean, he's kind of the best, one of the best of the world, but, you know,
He's a fair squatter.
he's a fair squatter. Yeah.
Matteo Moretto of Italy,
I mean, I've been there, but
also 180 on the bar for him.
yeah. The next one will be 180 as well. Three white lights. That is a good lift. Same weight, 180 kilos for
Alexei Kuzman of the ROC.
our veteran.
Representing the Russian Olympic Committee. Looked like a good lift from that angle.
Yeah.
Judges agree.
Those are 3 white lights for him. So this is the second round of this flight.
Yeah, you can see what it looks like after all of the openers have been hit. Russell Orhe again at the top. Getting greedy with those gold medals, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not putting the gold
For
medal
sure.
around his neck yet, but he's certainly pacing well. Enahoro, 125, 10-kilo jump. Still well below his previous personal best.
I have a feeling that this might fly once again.
Well,
A little bit more of a struggle, but still look good. 3 white lights. He certainly has those long deadlifter arms that make it a bit more difficult in the bench press.
Emilio Cometti of Italy, 160 on the bar for him.
That is a good lift. 3 white lights for him.
Second attempt now, 165 for King Calf, the Canadian national champion.
Equaling his personal best, 165 kilos. Strong guy. Brings it up. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights, sir.
This is a new personal best loaded for Nam Damien, Ireland, 167.5.
Damien Nam of Ireland, 167.5, 7.5 kilo jump.
I have to say that I love the energy that Gaston is bringing currently in this hall.
Yeah, he's getting the crowd fired up.
Making a victory out of every personal best for every lifter. And this looked just amazing. 3 white lights. Very nice. Very well executed, just like his squats.
Giannis Buchu of France, 167.5, stays on the bar. 2.5 kilo below his personal best.
A big deadlifter. There we go.
Easy work.
Maintaining the pattern of easy work indeed. Coached by Charlotte Fadel from France. Very strong bench pressure herself. And this is Kazakhstan.
Nikolai Zimsov, 177.5 kilo. Nikolai is one of the gentlemen vying for a podium finish. But there's a few of those gentlemen. It's a stacked class.
They're not gonna make it easy for each other.
There's only so many spots on that podium.
Sadly, only 3.
Coming
Right
up
sits, but yeah. Left arm stayed a bit behind and it was impossible to recover from that.
Left arm was not cooperating.
Nope.
Christian Ayandukan of Great Britain, 177.5 kilo.
Where's the British team?
177.5 kilos for his second attempt.
It's a respectable 10 kilo jump.
Exactly.
Self lift off here.
Let's see how this one moves. That looks very easy, and I would say that if he gets 3 lights, he got 2 of them. So this means that he's still in the running for bench medals. Currently 187.5 is the highest bench in this flight. Not in this flight, but in this group by Jack Soderbergh, followed by Russell Ori.
Yeah, we have a couple 185s in the second
Moretto.
attempt. So speaking of 185, loaded and ready for the returning champion, Russell Ori, U.S. Virgin Islands.
With his dog tags. And 3 white lights. That is a good lift. Ryan, are those dog tags the key, the secret to of his strength?
Give it a try. Let me know. 185 stays in the bar for Matteo Moretto of Italy. $5-kilo jump from his opener.
That is a good lift. Meanwhile, Christian Ayandokan is also going for 185 kilos in his third attempt for another attempt at bench medals.
Alexi Kuzman of the ROC, also 185, a popular weight for the second attempts.
All in the running for bench medals.
Have to see how these third attempts go. If you're wondering, Russell's going to take a conservative 2.5-kilo jump. Oh, it's a bit of a scrap. See what the judges say.
Yeah, 3 white lights. A lot of third attempts at 187.5. It will all come down to body weight.
$130 for Asain Enahoro of Hungary. $5-kilo jump, second attempt. Look like a little bit of work. 5 kilo,
Yep.
probably a good
I think
third attempt for him.
that's indeed a wise call. He'll have to work for this one.
Yeah. This is quite the struggle. Waves it off.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, because this is 12, that was 12.5 kilo below his personal best, and I'm
Yeah.
wondering if there was a tough cut or
Yeah,
something might
maybe.
be happening here.
When I look back at it, his body weight was low though, so I don't think that he had to cut that hard. But yeah, you never know what they go through. Maybe it's a shoulder injury or an elbow strain or anything can happen.
Well,
I can talk about it.
We'll ask about the background story between events.
Yeah.
Emilio Cometti of Italy, 162.5, loaded on the bar for his third and final bench press.
Still look good. Only 2.5 kilos shy of his PR. 2-1. From this angle, it looked good to me.
I'm going to agree with you. Canada's King Calf coming out to 167.5. They opt to take a conservative 2.5 kilo jump from his second attempt.
$167.5. King Calf. Canada.
That's a long way up. Those are long arms. Those are deadlift arms.
Absolutely. But he makes good use of them.
And that was a nice attempt selection.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got the most out of him. He went 3 for 3 in the bench press. Look at that. The whole body tenses up. Look how long those arms are.
That is a long way up.
That's a deadlifter's arms and why he's got a deadlift world record on his resume. Damien Nam of Ireland, 170 on the bar for him. Also a conservative 2.5 kilo jump.
Definitely building a 9 for 9 total here. I mean, that's what he's aiming for. I would suggest. I would expect. I mean,
you don't want to empty the tank for another 2.5 kilo.
no.
If it's going to impact your deadlift.
Exactly. That was a very nice attempt.
3 white lights. Yeah, you don't fight for 2.5 kilo to lower your deadlift by 10 by emptying your reserves. You know what I mean? It's
I know exactly what you mean.
not a fair trade-off. Yeah, we've all been there. Giannis Buchu of France, 175 kilo, 7.5 kilo jump for him.
And the 5 kilo PR. 3 red plates on each side of the bench. That is kind of a milestone in the powerlift world.
Gasto rallying the crowd here.
He's on fire.
Oh. Thought I seen his head come up for a second.
Yeah,
it
looked that way, but
3 white
got
lights.
3 white lights. He rushed that one down very quickly, and because of the impact, indeed, it looked like his head came up a little bit, but
Little rush.
luckily that wasn't the case.
177.5 for Mikalai Zemsov of Kazakhstan. Missed this on his second. Looking to retake it on his third. Can he make the proper adjustments? If he does, he'll add 5 kilo to his total, and he's definitely in the running for a medal, so he could use those 5 kilo. Oh, it's the same left arm that's lagging as last
but
time.
he's pushing to it.
Looked like he might have locked it out.
But did he skip the start command?
Oh,
I think it was the case. He got 2-1, yellow lights. I think he started just a little early and might have skipped the press command. Sorry, it was the press command that I meant.
You know, that's unfortunate, and sometimes you do that when you're, under pressure. Like, if I don't start now, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
And Great Britain's Christian with 185 for his third and final bench.
This is a massive 12.5 kilo personal best for him if he gets this one. Sorry. No, it is. 12.5 kilo personal best.
Yeah, coming into this, he had previously benched 172.5. Ooh, little stutter, another one, but he keeps pressing.
I did not see a downward movement from here.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, look
but
at
he
that.
did get called for downward
I
movement.
didn't want to say anything, but I did see it, and I didn't want to say it until the judges made the decision. But if you watch, yoink.
Yeah, a little bit. It's very, very close, though.
You got to have an eagle eye, young man. You gotta have an eagle
The
eye.
sharp eye, yeah.
You'll develop that eagle eye.
Yeah, you have to when you're sitting here.
And Russell Laurie of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 187.5 loaded on the bar for him.
A conservative jump indeed, just building a nice total. This is below his personal best.
Staying in the pocket, perhaps for a big dead.
$187.5 for a bench medal.
Pretty smooth work.
Pretty smooth indeed. There was definitely more there, but it's probably part of his master plan
Yeah, I mean, look it. He treated us with 2 world records in the squat.
already.
If he wants to cruise through the bench press, and then who knows what he's got in store for the deadlift.
Yeah, exactly.
187. Matteo Moretto of Italy. And Gaston, who knows several languages, can yell at the crowd in several languages to
Yeah.
hype him up. That's why he's the IPF president. He could stop and talk to almost anybody,
Yeah.
no matter where you're from.
And his voice is dominating the hall here.
Whoa! The brakes came on quick. He was moving fast
Yeah.
until right
Came out
before
very
lockout.
fast, but found his sticking point and sadly got
Couldn't-
stuck there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
187.5. For Alexi Kuzman of the ROC, representing the Russian Olympic Committee. This would take him onto the podium for the bench press event. Oh, it slows. Yep, comes to a standstill.
Sadly, that too heavy for him today.
No lift. See right there, pauses a couple inches off the chest, unable to get close enough to really get the triceps involved for a lockout. And we'll take a look at the scoreboard here as we conclude the bench press event.
So we saw very strong bench from Jack Soderbergh, actually in flight 1, and had the heaviest bench of the whole 83 kilo class.
You know, it's rare when it happens, but it's nice when it happens.
It's nice when it
It
happens.
proves a point. You got to pay attention to the first flight
Yeah, absolutely.
because medals can still be won in that first flight. And if you skip past it, you're going to miss some of the action.
Don't get lazy and keep an eye on everyone. Don't exclude anyone because, as we said, this is the first year that we have like all these records that are not really up to date with what these lifters are actually capable of these days. So always keep an eye on everyone.
And Russell Laurie taking the silver with Moretto of Italy taking the bronze. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in 9 minutes for the deadlift event. We have a murderer's row of deadlifters. And, of course, what is Russell Laurie going to pull? Where's his total going to lie? Find out in 9 minutes.
See you soon.
And we are back. The IPF World Championships live in Holmsted, Sweden. Six-pack Lapidette.
And Rob Lens.
And my friend, the 83-kilo class. We saw world records fall. We see some jockeying around in positions in terms of placement. We have a few fellas here fighting for a podium. And not everybody's going to fit. This deadlift session is going to get untidy. And we might even see some big jumps. Hopefully, everybody lands on the board with their openers. But from there, we're going deep. We might be going into world record territory by more than one lifter. Chips, multiple chips in play. It's all on the table.
Absolutely. We've seen some crazy openers here. A lot of lifts very close or above 300 kilos. We have some very strong deadlifters here. And everyone of those is going to attempt to get a medal in the deadlift. We might see some, as we call it, reckless, crazy attempts in hope for a deadlift medal. And it's looking so promising. I don't know if you guys at home can feel this pressure, this tension here, but we do feel it. We are looking forward to this.
You know what? When you're inside this place, it's a little smaller a venue, and the tension, though, is literally tangible. Like, you walk around the warm-up room, you walk around the venue now, all eyes on this platform. Everybody knew this day was coming. People were talking about it leading up to this. And here we are, and we're going to be fed something special.
Oh, yeah. We're sitting on the tip of our toes. We're sitting on the tip of our chairs. You know, this is what it's all about. And we try to bring over the tension that we feel here in this building to you guys at home. And let us know if it works.
Zavasiki, 225 kilo loaded on the bar for his opener. A reminder, we are splitting the 83s into two different weight classes. This is the first of the two flights, the 83s split. So the top 10 of the 83s will be in flight 2. And in this flight, we have 9 lifters, if I'm not mistaken. That lift is good.
Going up 20 kilos.
Akeem Jones of U.S. Virgin Islands, 245 kilo.
For his opener.
Easy work.
Yep, a good opener, as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, if we had talked about in the intro, you're going to see some gambles, but you have to gamble sometimes and make some risks if you want to jump up in placement and possibly be pulling for medals. But the opener is not the time to be taking risks.
Put yourself on the board, and once you're settled, once you have your solid, stable position, then you can take some risks, take some gambles.
Limson.
Play the mind games even.
That's right. Well, it's true. There's some gamesmanship. You change your opener. You could change your final attempts twice. Limson of Iceland, 250 kilo for his opener.
Was moved very fast. And 3 white lights. You know, I've heard old stories from my old coach back in the days, in the 80s, in the 90s, when they were playing mind games, as in skipping a second attempt, so that others would think that you wouldn't do it on your third, or making it extra hard, make it look extra hard even, and then ace it on your third attempt.
I've had coaches tell me at the Worlds, listen, when you hit this second, it's going to be a PR, but do not celebrate. I need the competition to believe you have a big third. Yeah. Miroslav of Czechia, 255, and he's on the board. It matters. You think, what does it matter? No. You walk off as though you have another 20 keys in you. And then now they don't know how to load, right? So It's all part of the bigger picture. Anders Holland of Norway, 270 kilo for his opener. There's also we've seen some of the ROC lifters, they'll hide their intentions with their opening dead, resting at 100 kilo.
Absolutely.
And they're not coming out to 100 kilo. They're going to change it, but they just don't want you in the prognosis to know exactly where they're at.
Exactly. Let's have a look at Holland first. 270 kilo. This is already a high opener in this weight class.
Easy work.
Yes, certainly. 3 white lights, good lift. Yeah, to come back to your what you were saying, indeed we have seen a lot of lift from the ROC, and they give up a lower deadlift so that they stand lower in the rankings, and then when it comes to deadlift, they last minute change their openers, and all of a sudden they're top of the ranks.
Yeah. Anton Umansky of the Ukraine, 270 as well for his opener. So far, so good with smooth opening lifts. Nobody failed. Nobody overextending with knee shaking and leaving themselves not much room to grow.
Doing what they have to do.
Yep. Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, 270 stays on the bar for him.
Seeing his previous progress, this should be an easy opener for him.
Yeah, he's been just murdering his PRs.
Double overhand hook grip. And an easy opener for Jack.
270. Next weight on the bar, 275. For Martin Reedy, Ireland. Christensen and Richard to get ready.
Martin Reedy, 275, representing Ireland. 29 years old, 4 years powerlifting. This is matching his previous personal best. But if the Irish have it loaded, I'm going to be confident he's going to hit it.
Absolutely. They've proven us that today. Let's see if they will again. Looks like they did. 3 white lights, easy opener for him. It looked like he wanted to trick us at first. He had his hands double overhand and then switched to mixed grip last minute.
I mean, you would hope there isn't any kind of issues with this.
Yeah.
This isn't something new. The thumbs are hurting, so he's going to change up on the fly at the Worlds. That might come into play when the weight gets heavier.
Yeah.
It's not ideal to change things up on the platform, but if you have to, you do what you got to do. Johannes Christensen of Norway, 292.5.
These are big openers for the 83s.
Yeah, look, we're split into 2 flights. This is the first flight, and these are already big openers.
And again, these are openers.
Yeah.
292.5 opener. 3 white lights, good lift. Plenty more to come here. I wonder where this is going to take us. I'm excited. Are you?
Oh yeah. Well, like we said, we see the IPF world record in deadlifts is definitely vulnerable, possibly from several different angles. It's vulnerable, and it might be getting volleyed around by a couple of these contenders, and the chips will be in play.
Absolutely.
$247.5 awaits Zavasiki Richard of Hungary.
That is a good lift. 3 white lights. Had to work for this one, but he got it on the board. You often see sumo lifters, when they come off the ground, it's first going like a bit slower, and then at the end it just flies up. It's all about pushing through in those first centimeters or inches for American.
Yeah, that's why you often hear coaches telling them patient off the floor.
Yeah.
Don't give up on it. It will start moving. And once it starts moving, the momentum builds. Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia, 265.
That is a good lift. Sadly, he missed all 3 of his benches, so he's no longer on the scoreboard. But still, very strong deadlift for him. Let's see what he brings on his 3rd attempt.
Akeem Jones up next, taking a 20-kilo jump to 265. This will be a personal best.
By 5 kilos to be precise. Working for it, but that's too heavy for him. Sadly, no lift.
270, next weight on the bar. Fredjon, Limson, Iceland.
Pauses at the knees.
Bar loaded, 270 kilos, Fredjon, Limson.
Fredjon Limson of Iceland, 270 for his 2nd attempt. This is also a 20-kilo jump.
In deadlift, these are seen more often.
Oh, yeah.
Cuts it up. What do the referees say? 3 white lights. That is a good lift.
277.5 now.
Meanwhile, the first 300 kilo of this group, this flight, is on the board for the 2nd attempt of Reedy. The first Ukraine.
Anton Umansky, 277.5.
.5 kilo jump. Keeps pushing, but it is sadly too heavy.
Yeah, that was, it started off slow and it didn't build up much steam once he got off the ground.
Often that's when you see where it would start to accelerate, but when
Right.
it doesn't, it will mostly get stuck there, sadly. Nice try though.
Anders Holland of Norway, 285.
Already 10 kilo above his personal best. Asks for some hype from the crowd. Hook grip. Locks it out. And gets 3 white lights. He's happy with that one.
285 remains on the bar for Soderbergh, Sweden.
Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, 285 kilo remains on the bar for him. Nice pull, it was work, but he gets it. See
absolutely.
if the judges agree.
He's shaking his head though. It's probably not what he expected it to be.
Well, it was a struggle and it was a 2nd attempt, and he's probably hoping it moves quicker than that. It's
Yeah.
going to have to be a conservative 3rd pull.
Maybe a 7.5 to get a new PR, or even 5 kilo to match his PR.
Right. Martin Reedy of Ireland, 300 kilo even.
First 300 kilo deadlift in this group, 83 kilo class.
It's a sizable 25 kilo jump.
Yeah, that is true. That is a big kilo jump. Again with the late switch. Got me there for a second. Gets it up though.
You know, it's so here it is. When I seen his opener was work, and then I seen 25 kilo jump, I'm like, oh Lord. And then I thought, but the Irish team seems to always be on the money with their attempt selection.
Absolutely. They know more than we do, man.
You start to almost have like, you know, this faith in their attempt selection now with the weights they load on the bars for their lifters. And 302.5, 666 pounds for Johannes Christensen of Norway. Oh, little bobble on the top for Christensen.
I think we know the outcome. We do.
Yeah.
There was downward movement. He gets it. He will get it on his next attempt, though.
Bar speed was good, and sometimes a little more speed than you expect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of momentum at the top. You can get a bobble.
We've seen a lot of lifters doing a very speedy lift on a first attempt, for example, and then just fall a bit forward again from the momentum, the recoil, as we would say, from the lift at the lookout. But the strength was there, so I believe he'll get it on his third attempt.
Zavasiki Richard of Hungary, 260 kilo awaits him on the platform. Third and final deadlifts begin.
Maybe 5. You want to change them? Hurry up. That's the point. Bars loaded, 260 kilos. Zavasiki Richard, Hungary.
Last minute pep talk.
Yeah. I've seen lifters wait for like 30, 40 seconds, and then the extra tension of the timer almost running out, it gives them kind of a boost. I've seen it happen.
Oh, the games we play.
Yeah. Sadly, too heavy today. Super glued to the floor.
Akeem Jones.
Akeem Jones of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 265 kilo. Missed this on his second, got it up to his knees. Going to take another go at it for his third and final deadlift.
His last lift of the day.
Bar loaded, 265.
All or nothing on this one.
US Virgin Islands.
He was like, you better come off the ground, you. Let's see what he does. Looks better.
Oh, wow. It's better.
It's better.
What
Fighting it.
effort.
But sadly, it was just too heavy today.
That was a big Titanic effort.
Did
Hats
you
off
see
to
that?
him.
That was a next time I'll get you.
He came close.
He came close.
Miroslav Nietzsche of Czechia, 272.5 kilo for his third and final deadlift of the day. It slows towards lockout, but doesn't fully stop.
Let's see what the referees think. 3 white lights, he gets it. Shame, shame, shame about his bench.
Yep. They're going to have plenty of time to reflect on the way home.
Absolutely.
Anton Umansky from the Ukraine, 277.5 kilo for his third and final lift. Missed this on his second. Hoping to get it in this third.
Bars loaded, 277.5 kilos for Umansky, Ukraine.
but not today.
He
No
bought-
lift.
He bought himself some insurance with that opener, and that's why you hit something you're sure of.
Yeah. And then you can try something different.
Fredjon Limson of Iceland, 280 on the bar, 10-kilo jump. He will be the first lifter to register a third and final dead if he can do this.
280 kilos for Iceland. If he gets this one, little hype. Very fast.
Oh, just at lockout. Grip gave way. He's a little dizzy. And the spotter's helping him out there. See here. Okay.
Sometimes emotions.
Yeah, they get the best of you, sir.
Yeah.
Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, home nation, 290-kilo Jack. Had a hell of a bench session. Surprised everybody by snagging a medal.
Now trying to equal his personal best in deadlift. Indeed, not gonna try to beat it, just equal it. This guy has done a strong competition so far. Currently, 4th position over in the overall rankings. The 83 class.
Ooh, slow off the floor. Left it all on the platform.
RP 11.
I would have to agree with you, sir. And we have just one successful third attempt.
Yep.
On the bar is 292.5 kilos for Anders Holland. Norway.
Let's see if Anders Holland can make a difference.
292.5 kilo for Norway's Anders Holland.
$17.5 kilo personal best if he gets this one. Ask for some hype.
And it has been, it is just a sea of red on the scorecard here.
It's as we predicted, they will put themselves on the board and then do whatever it takes to get themselves a nice position.
Ironically, the Czechian lifter who had bombed out is the only one to get a third attempt so far.
Yeah. That is true.
Martin Reedy of Ireland, 305. Opened with 275. Big jump to 300. Much more conservative 5 kilo jump for his third.
They will want to go 3 for 3 on this one. Can the Irish deliver one more time?
Cleaning the bar. Maybe somebody tore a callus. Can happen. Especially when you're dealing with weights north of 300 kilos. The bar is loaded. 305 kilos to Martin.
Here he comes.
305 kilos for his third and last lift of the day. Switching last minute. No, just too heavy, but a very great competition from this man.
Moretto, Kuzmin and Nam, get ready.
305 kilo will stay on the bar for Christensen of Norway.
Following 305 kilos, Johannes Christensen, Norway.
Let's see if he gets this. Missed 302 in his previous attempt.
Yeah, opts to move up anyways.
Yeah. For a possible deadlift medal.
Oh, little bobble right there.
Is that lockout though? It isn't.
No,
Center referee called him for lockout.
and he's dizzy.
And the left referee gave lockout and downward movement. Great try though.
And we are done the Flight 1 83s. Moving on to Flight 2. This is the top 10 nominated lifters in the 83 kilo class. So we will begin once again with openers, where Matteo Moretto of Italy will open us up with 260 kilo.
I feel some big battles upcoming.
We have some monster deadlifters in this lineup.
These are openers.
The
These are openers, man.
the openers are frightening.
Here we go. 260 for first bar in this flight.
Smooth.
Yep. 3 white lights. Good and easy opener.
260 kilos. Next weight on the bar, 275. Alexi Kuzman, Russian Olympic Committee, Nam and Cotti, get ready. Bar loaded, 275 kilos, Alexi Kuzman, Russian Olympic Committee.
Alexi Kuzman of the ROC, 275 kilo loaded for his opening deadlift.
I made easy work of that one. 3 white lights. As it should be.
280 on the bar now, Damien Nam, Ireland.
Ireland's Damien Nam opening with 280 kilo.
Great squat, great bench. And let's see where he does in that lift. Again, very smooth work from this guy. 3 white lights.
And calm, cool, and collected as he struts off the platform.
Absolutely, and a very clean performance every time again.
Emilio Cometti of Italy, 305 for his opener.
I love what you look at the rest of the openers.
Now we're all into the threes for opening. Wow.
Okay,
That was
okay.
Quite fast.
That
yeah,
was good.
Quite fast.
That was good. 3 white lights.
Nikolai Zimsov, Kazakhstan. Followed 310 kilos.
Nikolai Zimsov of Kazakhstan, 310 kilo for him. A little bit more work.
I think he was a bit early. Yeah, he
Yeah.
skipped down command.
Is that right?
Yes.
310 remains in the bar for Russell Orhe, USA.
Yeah, there's a little work at the top,
Yeah.
so maybe he rushed it, sensing
Yeah,
you're not
exactly.
going to You're not going to fool the head judge who knows whether or not he said it or not.
No, no, absolutely not.
Russell Laurie of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 310 kilo for his opener.
I've seen some big deadlifts on his Instagram. So
Yeah, prepping for this, he certainly has sharpened that sword should he choose to wield it today. Oh my goodness. Oh,
talk about lookouts.
yeah. He need not even bother looking at the white light, so that's going to pass. And he's got a lot more where that came from. Christian Ayandokun of Great Britain.
Also,
310 kilo for him as well.
only 0.5 kilos shy of his deadlift personal best. Looks confident. I'm curious.
That was pretty fast.
That was pretty fast. 3 white lights.
And these openers are moving with the quickness.
We haven't seen the last of these guys.
And Enyahoro, who had previously pulled 350 kilo, opening with 312.5.
Another very fast lookout. Gets 3 white lights for it. It looked like he was saving himself on squats for his deadlifts, and I think it might have just been the case. Very solid deadlift. And these numbers, and these are still the openers, and this is only the 83 kilo weight class.
King Calf, representing Canada. Last time we seen him at the IPF World Championships, he was breaking world records in the deadlift. $312.5.
3 white lights. This is a strong guy.
Giannis Buchu of France, 315 kilo for his opener.
Only 25 years old. Very sympathetic guy. Coached by Charlotte Fadel from France. This is a big deadlift opener.
Makes easy work of it and struts off. Wow. That was a statement, sir.
I'm a bit speechless, to be honest. I didn't even know what to say about this.
Look at him tossing that weight aside.
Yeah.
And there it looks after the openers, or he, and that is actually the totals.
Yeah.
Orhi, Buchu, and Hochoyami, 1, 2, and 3 after the openers. Still a lot of lifting to go. Likely to see a shakeup.
Yeah. Lots of things are still possible in this group.
Following 275,
275 kilo loaded on the bar for Matteo Moretto of Italy.
That is a good lift for Matteo.
3 white lights.
290 now on the bar. Alexi Kuzman, Russian Olympic Committee. Bar loaded, 290
Alexi Kuzman of the ROC, 290 kilo.
For his second attempt deadlift. Personal best of 323 kilos.
A little bit of a stutter off the ground, but
Yeah,
picks up speed.
exactly. 3 white lights.
3 white lights, good lift. For Kuzman, 297.5 now. Damien Nam, Ireland. Bars loaded, 297.5 kilos. Damien Nam, Ireland.
Ireland's Damien Nam, 297.5 kilo loaded on the bar for him.
First lift was rather easy. Let's see how he does with this one.
Wow, that could have been an opener as well.
Yeah, very solid pull for this one. No doubt there, 3 white lights. And Ryan, I see some crazy things going on here on this
Okay,
scoreboard.
So let's talk about it. The current deadlift world record is 331 kilo. And we have a couple different world record attempts in the second attempts. And a couple records, one sec here. So Nikolai, 310. Let's see if he gets this. He does. 3 white lights.
So, but yeah, there are multiple world record attempts going on here on the second attempt only, and some others that are very close to it. This is fireworks.
This is the second attempt in the world. We had suspected
Yeah.
the world record would be broken, possibly by multiple people. Already in the second attempt, it's happening. By the third attempt, who knows if even more contenders are going to be taking
I
swings
think
at
it's
it.
going to be chip after chip after chip
After chip.
after chip.
You had to get the last one in.
Sorry, my man.
King Calf. 322.5.
A big second deadlift for this man. Only a couple kilos shy of his personal best.
Just needs to get those there.
What do the referees think? Yeah, so I suspect there was a little bit of ramping on the legs. When you look at it, a little support on the thighs.
Emilio Cometti.
This is 325 kilos for Emilio Cometti from Italy. For his second deadlift. A massive 325 kilos, 6 red plates on each side.
20 kilo jump from his opener. And this is the deadlift. Oh, goodness.
Forza Italy, as Gaston would say. A lot of hype going on here.
Holy.
And didn't even need to close his belt for this one.
That, did he not even clasp
No,
his
you
belt?
can look at the replay.
And he won't even notice the difference. It was so fast. It
was
might as
so
well have
fast.
been beltless.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
insane.
This is technique on point.
It is insane, the deadlifts that are flying here at the IPF Worlds this year. Russell Laurie of the U.S. Virgin Islands wants to join the party with 325 kilo.
If this one moves well, I think he might make a big jump for his third one.
If he hits this, he equals the 833, and I believe that's the number that won him Worlds last time we were in Sweden.
Another
Easy, smooth lift.
easy lift for Russell. I think we are heading towards 340 kilos and plus even today.
It's it's insane what is happening. I have never in my life, and I've called a lot of sessions at this point, seen a deadlift party like the party that's going on in this 83 kilo class. And it seems there's a lot of gentlemen invited at this party. Giannis Buchu, 330 kilo, second attempt.
Only.
This is just 1 kilo shy.
I was about to say it. And again, makes easy work of this lift. 3 wide lights. It's incredible. And now, my man, Ryan.
So the first deadlift world record attempt is coming. And I'm assuming this is going to be the first of many. Christian Ayandukun of Great Britain, 331.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for him.
He will be followed by Anahoro, 332.5. The first Christian Ayandokun, 331.5 kilos for a new world open record attempt in the deadlift.
This is they're cleaning the platform because things are going to get untidy.
Nasty even.
The second attempt still, if you can believe it. This feels like last attempt energy, but we're in the second attempt.
This means that we are not home yet, Ryan. World Open deadlift record attempt. Christian Ayandokun, Great Britain. This is a strong guy.
Oh, came out of the hook grip there.
Yeah, you could see that the bar got stuck on his thighs, and because of it, his hand slid open and lost his grip.
Yep.
If he can stay a bit more upright in his third attempt, I think he might get it.
He certainly had the speed. It was close, but Asin Anahoro of Hungary, 332.5 kilo on the bar for him.
And the crowd is feeling it.
Yeah, it is tangible. The energy in the room right now.
Like the heartbeat on his socks.
It's not often people lift after Russell Orhe. It's happening a couple times. Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
2 to 3, and he does it.
This is a new world record. 332.5 kilos.
We're
new
not
world open record in the deadlift.
And we're not even through. We just got through the second attempts. Oh, wow. Looking ahead, look, we can see the scorecard. Let's take a look at where we rest at in terms of the deadlifts. Anahoro, 332.5, which is ridiculous. Buchu, 330, world record.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous. And Orhe, 325, followed by Cometti, also 325.
Which is still
ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It is an insane deadlift session we're in the midst of. Historic proportions. And we're looking at, that was a quick scoreboard of the overall.
With still the third attempts to come in this flight. 83 kilo class.
280. Matteo, but looks like you might have injured his hand there.
Yeah, started to slip on his thumb. Can be very painful.
Next, I believe, will be 300 kilos for Alexi Kuzman, representing the ROC.
Bar is loaded, 300 kilos, Alexi Kuzmin, Russian Olympic Committee.
Look, last attempts in the first flight was a sea of red. Let's hope this is a little different. Nope.
Nope.
Not today.
Not today. Let's hope for the rest, though. Sadly, no lift.
Yeah, looking at the scoreboard, yeah, it is almost breathtaking to see some of the numbers we put up. Look, it's not official until you hear bars loaded. There could be some placeholders in place, so I don't want to get overly excited, but this is something special. Let's just leave it there. Let's put a pin in it until we hear bars loaded. They could be placeholders, but if they're not, ladies and gentlemen, whoa. And Damien Nam of Ireland, 312.5.
This is a rather big jump, but it is for a potential third place overall, in total, if Cometti misses his third deadlift. As Damien is lighter, gets it up. What do the referees think? 3 white lights. 312.5 kilos. That was a big jump.
Finishes his day with a 770 total.
If Cometti misses this deadlift and Damien takes his place for third place in total.
Now, King Calf of Canada attempting 325 kilo. Missed 225 just at the lockout.
A lot of support from Canada here.
That was Jessica Bittner, I hear in the crowd.
And the crowd is on fire. Everyone is with him. Let's see what he does.
Oh,
just
today.
Just too heavy.
Same sticking point. Oh, he's a little dizzy again. And we have, you know, there's only been a couple gentlemen who have hit their thirds.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly, the Irishman hit his. They're usually pretty on point with their attempt selection.
But we have some pretty big things coming up. So don't leave just yet.
Yeah, no, nobody's leaving.
Nobody's
Emilio
leaving.
Cometti of Italy with a 327.5 kilo third attempt. This would nudge him into third place overall, trying to pull himself onto the podium, if temporarily, because there's more lifters to go.
That was, again, very easy.
Yep.
He gets 3 white lights for it. A very strong pull. There was plenty more there, but he did whatever was necessary to secure his place.
That's right. Well
my
done.
man, my man. What do we have coming up now?
Oh, we got change attempts. Okay, so there's change attempts happening
all the time
because there's jockeying around. Everyone's trying to pull themselves onto the platform. You have Russell Laurie in first, and then silver and bronze. Several individuals want those silver and bronze, but there's only 2 medals. And Christian, okay, the spotters and loaders have paused. There's so many changes going on. What are we loading? All right, well, it's Russell Laurie coming out with 333 kilo. This is a world record attempt by Russell Laurie of the U.S. Virgin Islands. If he hits it, it'll be an 841 total, which is an IPF world record. Quick note, world records need to be done at international competitions, so there's international judging. So 841 will be the IPF world record should he be successful with an IPF deadlift record. And there is your 83 kilo world champion. The crowd rallying behind him.
Russell is a popular guy. Strong guy. New world record attempt.
And makes it look easy. Your 83 kilo back-to-back world champion, Russell Orhi.
This is a new world record in deadlift and total.
2019, 2021 IPF world champion. Starting to build a legacy, isn't he?
Sure is.
Rewriting record
Sure
books.
is. But, ladies and gentlemen, this competition is far from over because we have a couple other world record attempts.
Nikolai Zimsov of Kazakhstan, 335 kilo being loaded on the bar for him.
I hope you've got something left, ladies and gentlemen, because the bar is loaded.
I even lost count of how many world records that are going to be broken here.
It is. And this is the pull for second as well. Nope.
It was too heavy, yeah. It was a big jump, though.
Please, 335.5. This will extend the world record by 2.5 kilos.
Christian Ayandokun of Great Britain looking to extend the record to 335.5 kilo.
Records inside.
He attempted the world record in his second attempt. Decides, look, if I'm coming out again, let's increase it a little more.
To go over Russell's fresh new world record. 335.5 kilos.
By a couple of kilo on top of that.
Yeah.
It's the crowd is on their feet again,
Absolutely.
clapping.
This is quite some session.
It's crazy. I've never heard a crowd clapping in unison on their feet like this for several lift after lift after lift. What a nightcap.
3 more lifts to go. This is Christian. 335.5 kilos for a new world record attempt in the deadlift. Gets to the ground.
Oh, to the knees again, though.
No, I'm sorry.
A little too much, but
A little too much.
it's the IPF World Championships.
Nice try.
Why not roll the dice?
Same weight, same weight.
Exactly.
Buchu has dropped his attempt.
Okay.
He's gonna go
So
out for the same
we just got an announcement. Giannis Buchu of France
This will extend the world record by 2.5 kilos.
will attempt 335.5 kilo.
Didn't make it. Can France succeed? This is
For, well, guess what? Another world record. Look at the intensity on that young man's face.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy, but so damn strong.
Look at this young man's intensity. Does he want it? Are you asking me if he wants it?
He wants it.
Whoa,
Gets it up,
whoa.
looks it out. Gets it down command.
Oh,
Let's see what the referees think. Three
Three
white
white
lights. My
Wow.
man, what do we have here?
what a sporting moment.
We have a new world open deadlift record, 335.5 kilos.
Sporting moment. And something special is happening in Homestead, Sweden tonight, folks.
Holland of Hungary. This record has changed.
And the last deadlift of the day.
Oh, my goodness. Ensign Enahoro, representing Hungary, is still hungry, wants 336 kilo loaded for another world record attempt. I have already lost count how many world record attempts we've had. We had a couple in the second flight, several in the third. It's been hit, it's been missed, it's been it all.
We've had celebrations. We've had it all.
We've had joys, we have had tears,
We've had tears. We've had dizziness.
a little bit of blood on the bar.
Some dizziness.
It is what it is, but
But this is Hungary.
Enahoro for a world
336 kilos.
record.
Last pull of the day. Last pull in the 83 kilo class. Everyone is cheering him on. A big pull if he gets this one.
Oh, it's fast too. Wow!
Look at that.
Another broken.
He gets
another
it.
broken record for Inaharo. What a way to end our day.
336 kilos for new world record deadlift, Ryan.
Absolutely staggering deadlift session at the IPF World Championships here. Unprecedented.
Don't go anywhere.
I need a moment to gather myself. So let's looking. This is the deadlift rankings: 336, 335.5, 333, 327.5. I mean, the top four and how many records were tossed around by these gentlemen.
Incredible. And we have 9 lifters over 300 kilos in the 83 kilograms. Like back in the days, 300 kilo was a secret weapon. Not anymore. Not anymore, Ryan.
That's an opening weight. And looking at the totals, if we can, Russell Orhe, back-to-back IPF World Champion, breaking his IPF World Record. Can anybody in the world stop this young man when he's on his A game? It's something phenomenal to see a young man like that in his prime. You see him walking around in the hotel, and a queue forms in front of him for pictures, and he couldn't be nicer. He will not leave the lobby until he serves everybody. A great representation of our sport, and these fellas put on a great representation together as a unit. I'm almost lost for words, although I can't stop talking.
Go ahead, my man. Go ahead. We need a second to let this sink in.
Yeah, we do. And if I'm already sleep deprived, this didn't help. Let me tell you. Listen, you don't want to go anywhere. We have the medal ceremony coming up. Six-pack Lapidat.
Rob Esselens.
Stay tuned.
done, gentlemen. The big lads are going to have some work to do to top that, I tell you. Okay, first of all, we present the individual medals. Bronze on squats with 285 kilos from Italy, Matteo Monetto. Silver medal on squat with 287.5 kilos goes to Ireland's Damien Nam. And squat gold and a new world record with 320.5. He said it's not a test match, but he hit it out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. US Virgin Islands, Russell O'Hay. Well done, gentlemen. Let's make sure everyone gets a photo. Okay? And now we move to bench press. In bronze medal position with 185 kilos from Italy, Matteo Monetto. And the top two separated by body weight. The silver medal with 187.5 goes to the US Virgin Islands, Russell O'Hay. Bench press gold, also with 187.5 kilos, goes to Sweden's Jack Soderbergh. Well done, gentlemen. And are we missing a lift? I'm sure there was something else that was exciting. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, that's right, deadlifts. Deadlift bronze with 333 kilos and briefly holding the world record, Russell O'Hay, US Virgin Islands. Deadlift silver, briefly holding the world record with 333.5 from France, Giannis Buchu. And deadlift gold with 336 kilos, and he's still got the deadlift world record from Hungary, Asean Enahono. It's rare that you see a podium where all three of them have had the world record within the last half an hour. Gentlemen, my congratulations. And now, we move to the medals for total. In bronze medal position, with 772.5 kilos from Italy, Emilio Cometti. Silver overall with 778 kilos from France, Giannis Buchu. And your new 83 kilo world champion with 841 kilos and the new total world record from the US Virgin Islands, Russell O'Hay! Take your masks off, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding. Oh, you already are. For the national anthem of the United States Virgin Islands. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Well done, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these guys a round of applause as they follow Hulk on the platform.